Kind of sad the way that full but first ended and the Jets their season. Drawing a blank now. Talk some Cowboys. Sorry, Sam Pepper, our producer, who's also the last Jets fan. If you watch their Week 2 win over the Chargers, talking about the Cowboys, you saw a running back platoon. Both Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard big factors in that win. Pollard coming off his third career 100-yard rushing game. Look at that, averaged over 8 yards a carry. Jerry Jones was asked about the timeshare, said it's a, quote, outstanding situation. He likes it. He's in. So, Broussard, the Cowboys running back situation is blank.
It's in Zeke's hands, Jenna, in Zeke's hands. If Ezekiel Elliott will remain professional and team first, this could be exactly what Jerry Jones said, an outstanding situation. Look, Zeke has gotten paid. Now, we can argue the Cowboys may not have made the right decision to give him the 6-year, $90 million contract, but Zeke made the right decision by holding out. Maybe he knew he wasn't quite the same running back. So he's got his money. So now, Zeke, don't worry about individual accolades. You don't have to worry about your next contract. All you need to worry about is helping the Cowboys win. And right now, this two-running back approach is great. It can be thunder with Zeke and lightning with Tony Pollard. All right, so this is not the quarterback position where having two is not a good scenario. You can definitely get away with having two running backs. This will save Zeke, keep him from injury. He should be fresher and play better in the playoffs. So I actually agree with Jerry Jones that this could be outstanding if Zeke will buy in.
Here's the problem, Broussard. You say thunder and lightning. I would say maybe like light rumble in the distance. Was that thunder? I'm not sure. And lightning. Like, I'm not sure Zeke is still thunder. Like, it's like, I think I heard something. But I'm going to say it's buyer's remorse. And I'm talking about the contract, but not really. And here's anyone that's ever, listen, I've never had two cars. I'm not like Wilds and Jenna and Broussard, television royalty, and wildly successful families, just showered in money. Yeah. But I would imagine, I have had friends who have, right? And sometimes you go out and you buy the expensive, fancy new car, and after you drive it a little bit, you're like, you know what? I like my other car better. But you feel an odd internal pressure to use what you just spent all that money on, even if the other one's better, and you enjoy it more. And I think there is going to be, whether Jerry Jones says it or not, a pressure Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore feel to use Zeke far more than they use Tony Pollard because of the contract. Because there is, and I understand that's a sunk cost fallacy, I get all of that, but that's not usually how human beings act. Human beings don't always act rationally, and even if you have a better option, and even if your salary cap situation is the same no matter what, I think there's going to be a pressure to use Zeke in a way that doesn't necessarily benefit the Cowboys relating back to the contract, Wild. So I say it's buyer's remorse.
I somewhat agree with you because my answer is bad for accountants. I don't care that they have too many good players. I'm also shocked that you've only had one car for your entire life. Just sometimes you need to go somewhere. Your wife needs to go somewhere. You're kind of stuck. It's not living in the lap of luxury. You know what? If you watch the beginning of the show, get yourself a nice Dodge Ram. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm a humble radio. I'm just a humble radio guy that got lucky a few times,
running back.
Man. I've never been able to afford it. I'm not vacationing to the Hamptons like you, my friend. I'm just making it day by day as best as I can. It's just,
You know what?
I'm just telling you.
Let's not turn this into Hamptons 5. It's me and Kevin Durant.
Go ahead and flex.
All Warriors.
Go ahead and flex.
It's a work expense. In any event, Jenna, I would add another running back. Patriots have got 3 running backs. The Browns have 3 running backs. Maybe the issue is like, is it me or Tony Pollard? Like, bad news, bring in somebody else. So I don't think the more the merrier. If it keeps Zeke fresh, I'm all for it.
All right, we'll see. Eagles-Cowboys Monday night at Jerry's place. Back talking Knicks-Chiefs because they lost on Sunday. Not sure you heard. Does that mean the committee is moving KC out of the top spot? Oh, wait and see. Knicks NFL tiers. Next, first things first. Knicks unveiling the newest edition of the NFL tiers. A bunch of surprises in week 2 to factor in. There is moving There is shaking. There will be conversating. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Yep.
But first.
Yep. Sad
Chris
day,
Broussard.
though. Sorry.
Brew, you're talking a little boxing this
Muhammad
morning.
Ali. Yeah, along with Muhammad Ali, Jenna, Sugar Ray Leonard's my favorite fighter of all time. And yesterday, he and Tommy Hearns were in Los Angeles to celebrate the 40th anniversary of their epic first fight in which Sugar Ray knocked out Hearns in the 14th round to win that fight that he was losing on all of the cards. So outside, after their talk, they met and talked about everything. They began talking about the second fight, 1989, the rematch 8 years later, which was declared a draw. Take a listen.
Thomas should have got the decision. I told him that 1,000 times.
Oh, that's you.
Say it now. Look at me, man.
1989 fight.
1989, Thomas.
Look at me, man. Don't choke up. Look at me.
1989, you should have won. You should have got that decision.
Thank you, Ray.
Okay?
Oh, that's you.
So that's you. That's you.
Yep.
That's my buddy.
Oh,
Now, the
great.
reason Sugar Ray said that was because Hearns knocked him down twice in the fight. Now, Sugar Ray hurt Hearns more than vice versa, but Hearns did knock him down twice. The interesting thing about these fights was that Leonard was an extraordinary boxer. Hearns was an extraordinary puncher, the Mike Tyson of the welterweight division. But when they fought, they flipped roles. And Sugar Ray became the puncher, and Hearns outboxed Leonard. So I want today's boxers, though, to learn from these two warriors. All right, fight each other. This was an era when the best fighters fought each other. They didn't worry about getting a loss on their record. They would try to come back and avenge it if they had to. And I'm talking to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., the two best welterweights in the world. They won't fight each other. Don't wait years like Floyd did with Manny. He waited years. I want to see these dudes start fighting each other again. None of them want to lose. But you can come back from a loss. Sugar Ray lost to Duran. He came back and beat Marvin Hagler, beat Duran again, and had another fight with Hearns. So learn from this, today's boxers, or else celebrity boxing might start infringing on your territory.
No. Oh, no.
Good take. Good take.
No, nobody wants that. So, the Jets. The Jets are off to a blazing 0-2 start already this season. Lost to the Patriots, lost to the Panthers, lost to the Broncos. Not yet, but they will. I'm projecting past week 3. In fact, over the last decade, when the Jets start a season 0-2, who cares because they don't make the playoffs anyway. But you know what? We're not Jets fans. Of course, we're going to poke fun at a flailing franchise. If we were Jets fans, no way we'd be doing this. We'd be singing a totally different tune. Or would we? Take a listen to this.
So I'm at the Jets game right now, and I walked around asking fans to give me one word to describe what it's like being a Jets fan. This is what I got.
Painful.
Painful? Or no?
Painful. Miserable.
Beautiful.
Pain.
Terrible.
Terrible. Miserable.
It's miserable.
The New York Jets, 2 games in. 2 games in, already allowed the most sacks this year. 2 games in, tied for the league high in turnovers. 2 games in, all hopes and dreams are lost. Jets, whatever.